Welcome to another fun and exciting point of sale related video. So the purpose of today's video is to kind of update some of the information I previously provided on total cost of ownership for point of sale systems, as well as requests I get a lot from folks who are budgeting, or I'm helping them budget, or we're going through things and we're trying to compare the costs of a cloud versus non-cloud point of sale system. Nice thing is, because I am fresh off having worked with 84 retailers in 2017, we've got some real data based on some recent deployments. However, to keep this kind of simple and to the point, I'm going to make some assumptions here because we can always adjust and have a conversation based on your situation. Basically, we're going to be looking at this is a single location store with 2 checkout lanes and 2 back office computers. We're going to assume that all hardware and peripherals are the same as far as computers, cash drawers, receipt printers, and payment processing equipment. Also going to assume that there are no on-site services. So, upfront costs. Local system. When I'm talking local, that means it is 100% on your computer. Examples would be Retail Management Hero, Retail Pro, NCR Counterpoint. Hybrid means part of the system, generally the point of sale part of the system, runs on your computer, but the management or administrative part of the software is cloud-based. Of course, manager administrator is where you're going to do purchasing, receiving, reporting, things like that. Pure cloud means it is 100% cloud-based, and that's going to be your NCR Silvers, Clover, Shopkeep, Lavu, etc. So again, looking at a 2-lane license, local 2,537, hybrid 1,000. Pure cloud, generally there is no upfront licensing, so that's at 0. Database conversion in our next row. That is if you are migrating from a different point of sale system and you want your customer inventory and supplier data to carry through to the new system. Note those costs are all the same, so if that is not something you need, it really doesn't have a net effect. Same for the initial remote training, $549 across the board. That's not just the initial training, that is also those fun how-to questions that come up during the first 2 to 3 months of using a new system, where it is a heck of a lot easier to call someone for a little bit of help than spend 30 or 45 minutes researching something that might be pretty simple. Next row is our remote installation costs, because the local system is installed literally on what would be 4 computers in this case, 2 POS and 2 manager. We have costs of around $1,100. Hybrid system is less because part of it is cloud-based, and of course pure cloud is less as well because there's really nothing to install, but there are configuration things that need to be done to help you set up your system. So we've got 4,905 local, hybrid 2,948, pure cloud 1,948. So those are upfront costs. Now let's look at years 2 through 5 to keep things equal. Even though you have, in this situation, purchased locally based software that you are buying and owning, we're going to assume that you are going to keep up on your annual software maintenance. This is what entitles you to your service packs, patches, fixes, enhancements to the software. Next row there is for our 60-month monthly subscription. See, the hybrid is 6,000, pure cloud is 9,480. For the pure cloud, I used $158 a month, again for a 2-lane. That seems to be a good middle price point for all those different cloud systems, but please keep in mind if you start looking at the more expensive ones, like Lightspeed, you could easily be pushing $200, $250 a month. Now, key difference in the next row here is tech support for years 2 through 5. With a local system, you're generally not getting any included technical support. On average, most folks use 1 or 2 hours a year. So that's where that $9.99 comes from. That's approximately 8 to 10 hours of tech support. Of course, with our hybrid and our Pure Cloud, our monthly subscription fee includes basic tech support. So we look at our costs plus our upfront costs, and basically, so we end up with 5-year costs. Local system, $7,452. Hybrid system, $8,948. Pure Cloud, $11,428. So it's interesting that local and hybrid are fairly close. I mean, that's over 5 years, so that's not a huge cost difference. But Pure Cloud is really way up there. Now, cost being one thing, but which is best for you is another thing. So if we look at local and hybrid, because those costs are the same, you'll actually find they're pretty similar. Yeah, they're designed really for traditional retail, all sizes, all number of locations. The main difference between local and hybrid is, what your skill set is for technology skills and technology equipment, as well as how comfortable you are with relinquishing some control over maintaining control over everything. If you look at a locally based point of sale system, the software is there, everything's on site. You have control over it, but you also have responsibility for it. Where if we look at a hybrid system, some of it is still on site, but some of it is cloud based, which actually is kind of nice because you don't have the costs of maintaining a lot of the equipment, but you still have the functionality, meaning the system is still going to keep running even if something outside of your control ceases to work for whatever reason. However, with a pure cloud system, you've got still control over what you have there in the store, exception of you really don't have control over the software. So if something goes down at the software company's site, their server goes down or their router goes down, you're dependent on them to get things fixed versus the stuff that you can control within your store. Okay, I know that was brief, I know that was fast. If you have any questions, I do have 18 years of experience working with over 20 different point of sale systems, plus a lovely 7 years of restaurant management and 7 years of retail management experience. Worked with retailers that have anywhere from a single location to 300 locations, and a lot of the stuff I do gears around determining that ROI, looking at process analysis, gap analysis, budgeting, coming up with RFPs, RFQs, RFIs, things like that. And on top of that, I also do sales, service, and support for retail point of sale. My contact information will be in the video description, because I'm sure if I haven't confused you yet, I will at some point, so please let me know how I can help clarify. Thanks.